How low do you have to go if you want a high-level position in the Trump administration? Well, you got to be able to take a lot of abuse, even when Trump is announcing your appointment, which should be the high watermark, but for some, it gets really humiliating. But we've never before seen an announcement quite like the one we just got with Morgan Ortagus. Let's discuss. I'm Dave Aronberg, state attorney for Palm Beach County, aka the Florida Lawman, here on the MeidasTouch network. So when Trump announces your appointment, it should be really your finest day. It's usually the best time and best day of your tenure, because at some point he's most likely going to sour on you and then call you names, and you'll leave in disgrace, disrepair, whatever. Ask Bill Barr, ask John Kelly, ask everyone else who seemed to have worked for him. And before you sour, at least you'll have a couple good days at the beginning. But not Morgan Ortagus. Morgan Ortagus is now the Deputy Special Presidential Envoy for Middle East Peace. She's going to work with Steve Witkoff. And this is an important position, especially with everything that's going on in Gaza. And so this position is a plum job. How badly did Morgan Ortagus want this job? Well, considering that she was a critic of Donald Trump and then later became one of his big fans, we've seen this before. And then, though, she agreed to take the position knowing, or perhaps finding out, that she would be abused in the press release. Yes, he attacked her. Donald Trump attacked this individual in the press release, naming her to her position. I kid you not. You've got to see this. I am pleased to announce Morgan Ortagus as Deputy Special Presidential Envoy for Middle East Peace to the Honorable Stephen Witkoff. Early on, needs to be a comma there, Morgan fought me for 3 years, but hopefully has learned her lesson. These things usually don't work out, but she has strong Republican support, and I'm not doing this for me, I'm doing it for them. Let's see what happens. She will hopefully be an asset to Steve, a great leader and talent, as we seek to bring calm and prosperity to a very troubled region. I expect great results, and soon. It's unbelievable, even for Donald Trump, isn't it? You wonder how badly these people want these jobs, where your job announcement, which is supposed to be the best day of your life, perhaps, is, let's say, less than stellar, maybe a backhanded compliment. No, not even that. A chance to criticize you, a chance to embarrass you, and you still take the job. I mean, look at this line. I love this line. Hopefully, she's learned her lesson. These things don't usually work out. And I'm not doing it for me. I'm doing it for them, her supporters. Oh, my goodness. And if you're wondering what she did or said that led to this, well, according to CNN in 2016, she blasted Trump as disgusting. Ortagus publicly lambasted then-candidate Trump over what she called his isolationist foreign policy approach and blasted behavior she qualified as disgusting and not serious. However, she quickly reinvented herself as a vocal Trump supporter after he secured the party's nomination and has remained a key TV surrogate for the administration over the last 2 years. So keep in mind that even though Morgan Ortagus tried to get back into Trump's good graces for the last several years, Trump still doesn't forget the initial 3 years between 2016 and 2019, even though she's done her best to try to make amends and to genuflect at the Trump altar. Since then, he's still taking verbal shots at her and really humiliating her in the initial announcement for her. So it doesn't matter, I guess, for some people. For others, you can get back into Trump's good graces right away. I mean, Elon Musk talked trash about Trump. He's back in his good graces. Steve Bannon was fired, then came right back. There are a lot of people like that in Trump's orbit. But for others, like Morgan Ortagus, Nikki Haley, and actually the person who Morgan Ortagus worked for, Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, they're on the outs. And no matter how much kissing up that they do, Trump's not going to let them back in, at least not yet. Apparently, the reason why Ortagus got this position was because of advocacy from Lindsey Graham, another person who was out of Trump's orbit and then came back in, as well as Marco Rubio, another person who was out of Trump's orbit and then back in. Ortagus also worked closely with Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner. But as far as an official position, this is her most senior role within the Trump administration. And before she got it, she had to be just humiliated one more time. In fact, Ortagus has done a lot of repairing her relationship with Donald Trump, a lot of work to try to show that she's Team MAGA. I mean, she even has a show on streaming, Morgan Ortagus Show. And here is her guest on the show, none other than Donald Trump Jr. And just see how glowing she refers to him and his father. Check this clip out.
I'm really excited. We're a week and a half away from the election, and we have one of the most important surrogates for President Donald J. Trump, the man who also carries the name of Donald Trump, Donald Trump Jr. Welcome to the Morgan Ortagus Show. Thanks so much for being with me today in Scranton, Pennsylvania.
Good to be here.
So we are less than a week, 2 weeks away, I guess a week and a half away at this point. It's all starting to run together. I was just in Michigan with our friend Rick Grinnell. I've been here for a couple days in Pennsylvania. You're here. I will tell you what you can't capture in the polls. I keep hearing the national media saying it's neck and neck. It's so close. The enthusiasm on the ground is something not even, I didn't see this in 2020. I didn't even see this in 2016. It's like both both election years combined on the ground.
Yeah, no, it's a totally different feeling. This is not my first rodeo. I probably.
Yes, even though people were saying it's not the same enthusiasm as before, but she was trying to get Trump's attention, saying, no, I'm going to have your son on my show, and then I'm going to promote him and you and talk about your huge crowds and how the enthusiasm is greater than ever before. And look, it paid off, but not without a final insult at the very end. Yes, okay, you got back in his orbit. You really wanted this job. And yeah, not to say she's not qualified. She's got a lot of foreign policy experience, but it's just notable for the fact that she's been working really hard for several years to try to make amends for her views about Trump between 2016 and 2019. Then she decided, hey, if you can't beat him, join him. We've heard that a lot from people in Trump's orbit, right? There are a lot of Kevin McCarthy types out there, people who really have different opinions about Trump than they let on in public. Clearly, McCarthy, who has battled with Trump in the past and then went to pay homage to him after January 6th at Mar-a-Lago, that is just a long line. That's just one in a long line of individuals like Lindsey Graham and a lot of others who have decided, Trump is the leader of the Republican Party. It's a party of one. And if they have any future in the party, they got to pay homage to Donald Trump. They got to maintain his good graces. They got to enter the world of sycophancy. And that's just the reality of being a top tier Republican elected official or appointee. You have to either join Trump and MAGA, or you're going to end up like Liz Cheney. And Liz Cheney, though, has the last laugh because she just got one of the highest civilian medals from President Joe Biden, to the great consternation of some of Trump's biggest sycophants, like Jason Chaffetz.
Congressman Donalds, I want to ask you, though, I don't know how you feel, but I was offended that President Biden gave one of the second highest medal of honor. It's not called the Medal of Honor, but a medal honoring these two congressmen, Congressman Liz Cheney and Benny Thompson. What's your reaction to that?
So Meidas Mighty, stay strong. I'm Dave Aronberg, a.k.a. the Florida Law Man. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, leave a comment below. I love reading your comments. And share with a friend. Also, check out our sister channel, True Crime MTN, where we tackle the biggest, most interesting true crime cases around the country, like Luigi Mangione. So I'll see you over there, and I'll see you here next time.
Love this video? Make sure you stay up to date on the latest breaking news and all things Meidas by signing up to the MeidasTouch newsletter at MeidasTouch.com/newsletter.